if you get first to a superintelligence you don't control, the superintelligence wins. That's a paradigm where you are signaling to everybody else out loud, which is, I don't know, the biggest blunder in the history of in military history of humanity. Hey, if you let me go ahead, I will destroy everybody else and take control over the world. That's obviously an untenable situation. It's a situation where everybody else is incentivized to stop you from crossing that line well ahead of time, because you're literally threatening them with their cessation of existence. But that's why I think that's, both the analysis and the strategy here are incorrect. The analysis is there is no advantage from being first. If you get first to a superintelligence you don't control, the superintelligence wins. This is against US interest to have anybody build a technology that could essentially overpower the government. If you can overpower other governments, you can overpower the domestic government too. That is a very, very bad deal. That is not a deal that they should want. And I think that's why it makes sense to say, no, the red line is you don't get to build superintelligence right now. Nobody gets to build superintelligence. This is against the interest of any government, of any country. We don't want anybody at home or abroad building superintelligence. If they do this, they're threatening our continued existence. We don't take that. This is at least also in the rational interest of the Chinese. It's in the rational interest of the UK and other nuclear powers. You don't want somebody, especially you don't want somebody in a random private company that you don't control to build a technology that could essentially overthrow your government, overpower your military, and so on. I think if we clearly signal that, if we clearly put red lines on that, then there is a positive sum game to be played. We move away from this kind of escalatory trap where just nobody wins except the AI.